Good agricultural practice (GAP) in livestock farming. Good agricultural practice are practices that address environmental, economic, and social sustainability for on-farm processes at all stages and result in safe and quality food and non-food agricultural products. Global GAP is the internationally recognized standard for farm production involving principles applied in good agricultural practice. The study film will lead you step by step through global GAP standard requirements for livestock farming, what consists of 6 groups of criteria responding to standard consumers' demand, and they are livestock identification and traceability, farm biosecurity and risk assessments, housing and nutrition, animal welfare, livestock health, responsible use of antibiotics, and workers' occupational health and safety. Global GAP is targeting 6 livestock types. Farms of all of them should be registered with relevant competent authority. Complementary standards. In addition to the core standard, Global GAP has the complementary standards. For example, Compound Feed Manufacturing Standard, Chain of Custody Standard, and Livestock Transport Standard. In response to growing concerns regarding specific aspects of the agricultural production process and supply chain, add-on modules complementing existing standards are developed. We will now consider main farm requirements starting with base. Farm's base requirements include a set of aspects to be observed, monitored, and improved if deviations from the standards are recognized. The main aspects are farm site history and management, including risk assessment and management procedures, records keeping and internal self-assessment, hygiene standards and procedures, workers' occupational health and safety, production recall and withdrawal procedures, environmental issues such as waste and pollution management, recycling and reuse of water, conservation of sites, water supplies, the impact of other users, management of complaints. The standards cover critical animal welfare issues such as fitness for movement, loading ramps, stocking rates, ventilation, temperature, and handling during loading. The welfare of animals reared for human consumption is one of our major considerations. It features in an over a quarter of the control points in our livestock-based standards and figures prominently in all subscopes. It also deals with matters specific to poultry, including noise levels, containers, weather protection, and cleanness. Drivers should hold a Certificate of Professional Competence according to Article 17 of European Union Regulation 1/2005. Livestock Identification and Traceability. Livestock sourcing, identification and traceability, identification systems, movement procedures are developed and introduced according to national requirements. The highest standards are demanded regarding transportation of livestock, bringing together up-to-date legislation with acknowledged best practice. Livestock dispatch shall be carried in a way that ensures appropriate handling, loading, and transport conditions. Traceability should include a set of measures and their appropriate recording, such as geo-coordinates identification on farm sites, broad stock obtained through breeding program, no genetically modified species origin. Animals must be traceable to previous farms and back to its origin, including identification of corresponding batches. All animal movements for all stages in life are recorded. Batches of animals are traceable to feed used, treatments, withdrawal periods. Traceability is maintained up to slaughterhouse. All processing steps have chain and custody certification up to the product for final consumer. Withdrawal recall procedures in place. Certified products are identified with global GAP number and GGN at the packing for final consumer. Farm biosecurity and risk assessments. Biosecurity plan includes Farm Area Management Plan, clear and effective quarantine procedures when needed, introduced pest control mechanisms, awareness of staff on biosecurity practices, and applicable cleaning and disinfection procedures. Housing and nutrition. Livestock housing must be suitable to protect animals against adverse weather conditions, to support well-being, and to avoid infectious diseases. Livestock has sufficient amount and quantitative feed and water. Access to clean water is ensured in shed and pasture. Farmers should seek nutritional advice for establishing feeding regime for the specific livestock kind. Compound feed has been manufactured by and obtained from a source approved by a global GAP or benchmark scheme. When preparing compound feed, restrictions and appropriate procedures are observed. Only authorized chemical compounds are used. Detailed sampling procedure is applied to analyze maximum residual levels. Maximum residual levels are analyzed by competent laboratories. Obligatory withdrawal periods before transportation. Animal welfare. Animal welfare is a crucial part of integrated farm assurance standard. All infrastructures are designed to respect animals' welfare and to avoid unnecessary stress at all stages. Farms are constructed to minimize hazards of injury, must be daily maintained and clean. Visual observation at all times is ensured on site by staff directly or remotely via electronic means. Expression of natural behavior is recognized. Adequate design for fences preventing escape of animals and avoiding entry of wildlife species, including predators. Controls of size variations within stocks are provided. Animals' health, treatment, and responsible use of antibiotics. Staff trained on food safety issues is significant component in treatment of livestock health. Comprehensive veterinary health plan helps to avoid diseases and to secure quality of the production. The plan has to identify disease prevention strategies, major diseases, treatments, recommended vaccination protocols, parasite controls, the requirements for any medication in feed and water. Antibiotic agents are applied only following the diagnosis of infectious bacterial disease, diagnosed by a veterinarian. Vaccination is realized if available. Workers' occupational health and safety. People are key element to the provision of the highest quality products and prevention of product contamination. Education and training will support progress towards safe production. All workers, visitors, and subcontractors equipped with suitable protective clothing. Appropriate training for the tasks performed. Visual information displayed at the farm. Emergency information and corresponding facilities to deal with accidents. All workers have access to clean food areas for eating and storage. Environment. While planning and managing animal origin food production, aspects having impact on environment, natural resources, and their sustainability have to be considered. Measures planned have to properly address biodiversity and its preservation, proper and sustainable management of protected areas. Measures aim to increase energy efficiency, recycling and reuse of production residues and waste, incoming water and wastewater monitoring and treatment. We don't work for one day. What we create today will be in use for future generations. We must protect and sustain our main values: environment, nature, land, soil, water, air. We have to be aware how to do it and to take care of these values responsibly.